What up, y'all? Sports Mix, Big Kenny checking in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, man. We on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So, man, a lot of back and forth over the last few years about who is the GOAT of basketball, right? And I spent few hours of my life over the last few years, man, debating with people, going back and forth, about who is the GOAT in basketball. And the argument is really becoming tiresome, right? Because there's no winner in it. There's no winner in that argument, man. People going to like who they like. Some people going to look at, this statistic. They're going to look at that statistic. They're going to look at this argument. That everybody got a beef, right? Everybody got an argument. But I looked at it like this, right? Approximately 4,800 people, 4,800 have played in the NBA over the last 75 plus years, right? 4,800. Not a lot of people, only a couple hundred people a year play in the league, right? Out of 4,800, if you consider in the top 25 players that have ever played in the NBA, top 25, right? 25 out of 4,800, you are in a 0.520833333% of the players that have played in this league. 0.520833333%. That's not even 1% of the people that have played in this league that's top 25. So when we talk about the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you in the top 25, you are considered less than 1% percentile of people who have played in this game. It's people like having real live debates, arguments about who is the GOAT. We talking about out of 4,800 people, and I just talk about the top 25, it's less than 1%. Less than 1% of the people who have played this game are considered top 25. Top 25, man. So all these back and forths about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest, who's the best, who's better than who, when you put it in perspective that way, right, we're talking about a very small percentage of people that's even in the conversation, right? Now, I know all the top 25 are not considered in the GOAT conversation, but I just took a number just to kind of put it in perspective. In perspective that way. The top 25 players in the history of this game are 0.520833333% of everybody that's played in this game. You gonna like who you like. I'm gonna like who I like. Somebody else gonna like who they like to be the greatest of all time. When you in that category, and it's a handful of people that could get consideration for the GOAT. When you in that room, you are in rare company, man. So again, I know this is just my argument. This is just my little trying to make sense out of stuff. That's probably my problem, because I be trying to make sense out of it. I ain't got time to keep going back and forth with who you think is the GOAT versus who I think is the GOAT versus who that person think is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the top 25 ever are 0.520833333%. Not even 1% of the people that have played in this league are considered the great. Do with those numbers what you will. And I'm sure the debates won't stop. People are going to still pick who they want to pick as the GOAT. But I just wanted to put some perspective to it. 0.520833333%. That's not even 1% of all the players that have played in this league in the top 25.